Kevin Costner was still a little new to the business when he worked with the larger-than-life cinematic star Sean Connery for the first time. It was 1986, and Costner was cast as Eliot Ness, a crusading Treasury agent, in his first big studio starring role in The Untouchables. Brian De Palma was telling the story of Ness and his team of untouchable agents, who the Bureau of Prohibition gave free rein to catch Al Capone, Robert De Niro, a bootlegger and mobster, by any means necessary. James Malone, a strong Irish-American detective, was one of those agents. He was an old-school lawman who taught Ness what he calls the Chicago way for catching crooks. In other words, you give back 10 times what they give you. Oh, and for the love of God, don't bring a knife to a gunfight. De Palma chose the most recognized Scotsman in the business to play a Chicago man with Irish background. His accent has never sounded Irish or American. To the director's credit, he used the same reasoning for casting that the movie business has always done with the celebrity who used to be James Bond. No matter who he plays, he'll sound like Sean Connery, and that's okay. Why? Because he's Sean Connery, man. Costner says that as soon as he started working with Connery on the movie, he got a rapid lesson on how to act like a leading man, both on and off the set. Costner told Front Row Features in 2014, "The smarter directors do this a lot of times. They'll put a leading man in it and give them a supporting role because they know how to act on screen." Costner observed how true movie star presence and charisma can affect a role when De Palma hired Connery as the little Irish street cop. Costner said, "You realized how tough he was." He went on to say that De Palma could have easily cast any character actor to bring up that Irish brogue, but instead, he wanted the biggest celebrity Costner has ever worked with, before or after. Costner was amazed that he just knows how to hold on to the screen. As Costner's career took off and he became a leading man who was perhaps just as famous as Connery, he never forgot the lesson about star power that Connery taught him. He even knew when the business thought he had aged into the Connery lane. For example, Kenneth Branagh cast him as Chris Pine's harsh instructor in Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit. He tried his best to act like Connery in the movie, but he also used some of Connery's real-life guidance from The Untouchables. Costner recalls how apprehensive he was before filming a huge scene with De Niro, saying, "I remember a big scene with De Niro that was coming up." Before the cameras started rolling, everyone was just talking and moving around, including Costner. Connery suddenly called him by his character's name, Mr. Ness, and urged him to sit down. Connery told Costner again to sit down and look him in the eye when he questioned why. Costner finally gave up and sat down. When the older man finally met Connery, he stated, "It's going to be a long day." And Costner realized that he was telling him to save his energy for the action instead of squandering it on pacing back and forth. Costner smiled and continued, "He talked about real stuff, like, it's going to be a hard day. You and I are going to sit here and watch. When it's our turn, we'll be ready. Simple advice? Yes. But unexpectedly really useful? Yes, for sure.